Hey guys, how we doing today? And welcome on into the STM Canna Atomic Closer demo here. And of course, you can see right before us here, we have our atomic closer ready to go and show off here today. There's quite a few of us here, so I do have us all muted and everything. So if you have any questions, anything else like that, we do have the chat bar, I believe, on this direction over here on your screen. Feel free to answer or ask any questions that you have. We have all the right people to help answer any of those. And then of course, as well too, you'll have me here in a few moments to be able to help you out as well with any question you guys have. So with that being said, let's get started with this thing here. What I'd love to do is just start off with a run, guys. So I'm just gonna give you this nice little sideways camera angle here. I'm gonna use my mister and we're gonna get these suckers going through here and I'm gonna show you the nice little finished product. Usually when we get about to the first ones here, I'll swap the camera so you guys can see what's going on. What I have in here is the 109 cones in our 109 tray on the side. So just to give you guys a little bit of insight on that, we ran these in our Rocket Box 2.0 in one pound tray, or the 453 tray, and put them all into our 72 count cones. We can also use the adapter kit just the same, or a mini Rocket Box to load the sucker up, whatever keeps your team moving the fastest and what's best for you. Alrighty, so from here, all I'm doing is just turning my screen on and pressing the go button. Making sure to watch our jaws over here too. This machine's main function is basically to pinch the cone closed, right? Nice and easy. As soon as it pinches the cone closed here, it's actually going to use these little push rods you can kind of see my hands next to, and it'll eject the cones. So as you guys are seeing this here, let's look a little bit at what we're seeing on the top end of this sucker right now. Bam. And our cones are being ejected out. So they should be coming out just like this. Beautiful, nice close on each and every single one. And as we can see here, the tamp rod's doing their functional job, pushing those cones through. This machine's pushing them through at about 45 seconds to 50 seconds for 72 cones coming out of here, and each and every single one getting nice and dimpled. Looking really good here. All these cones being set to 1 gram, which is really nice as well too. Weights are all nice and consistent, and it was as simple as that, guys. So we're gonna load up a new tray here for ourselves and get you guys to see another complete run here within seconds. All it's gonna take is just us a nice little tray swap out. So as we're doing this here, just a couple little things to touch base on. We obviously have the chute that comes down here, and the machine is completely closed, which is really nice too. So if any material may happen on top, you may have a mess, you need to do maintenance, anything else like that, it's really easy to just brush it off the top or spray it down with a nice little air hose. Pretty simple and self-explanatory, right? Not bad. As far as maintenance goes with this machine as well too, hey, a nice food grade grease or graphite based grease over here works really nicely on each one of these pins over here where things move, and that's it. Very, very simple machine as far as that goes, guys. So for right now, after that first tray and just seeing this and just seeing pretty much the nitty gritty of this, I'll show you guys the touch screen before I do the next run. And I'm open to answer any questions you guys may have right now too. I'm waiting for the second tray. And all you'll need to do in order to ask any questions, guys, either go in the chat bar or unmute yourself on that one too, and I'm happy to help you. What I sprayed before I started, excellent question here, my friend. So what I'm utilizing here is RO water, 9 parts, and then 1 part isopropyl alcohol. I'm only going up to 0.37 inches on here, 1 part of the container with 99% ISO. Basically what that allows me to do is 1, keep my microbial count down at any point in time in this water. And also 2, as you guys know, alcohol being the solvent that it is, helps it evaporate from the cone paper. So by the time it gets right here to this point where you guys saw these nice cones come out, it's not even moist, it doesn't have any wetness, nothing like that. Anytime you're doing this though, and if you feel a little bit wary about it, always take it to your testing facility and get it tested out to make sure you feel confident with that once it passes its test. All right, guys. Looks like I have a second tray ready to go right on over here.
I just want to clarify real quick. You definitely don't need to use that spray by any means. It does just help it stick a little bit better if if you have like a little flap that comes up.
We definitely recommend it for success rates, guys. It's a very, very, very recommended part of the functionality of this machine. You don't have to use it like Cameron was saying too as well, but it will help each and every single one of these cones close very, very successfully with this. So I'm just going to get my wing nuts or tie downs right over here that went onto this side of the machine. And then from here, we're just gonna tie down this bottom tray, and then we should be ready to go. Each and every single time we do this, it's always this tie down. The one little easy part about this whole thing, make sure your tray is where it belongs, right? As soon as I'm done here, this tray is ready to shoot off. So I'm just gonna press this a couple times and then we'll be off to the races. Now, everybody here, I'm gonna show you a little bit of what's going on with the PLC so you get a little bit of a first-hand understanding to how simple this thing is. I'm just gonna admit a couple people trickling in here too, guys. It looks like we got that. Perfect. We're gonna swap over to the camera right on over here to our touch screen and the PLC. So this is what I'm looking at here when I'm looking at the Atomic Closer. It's a really nice and easy screen to look at. If I ever have to swap a cone size or anything else like this, we always have this drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner. Right now we see a bunch of different cone sizes and things of that nature in order to be able to run in this machine. Closer, or the closing of the cone. I can try to zoom in a little bit closer to closing the cone, this next one. Great question there, absolutely. And I might even be able to move this camera to the side too, so you guys might be able to see that. So if I move on over to any of these different heights, we can see, hey, we can change the height of our cone size. So if I'm gonna swap over to an 84 tray, we just swap over the size of cone we're gonna be running, and we make it happen. For this one here, we'll be running my 109s, so we'll be setting our cones down to that 109 height. Really nice and easy. As soon as it comes from our machine, we just make sure our fill lines are nice and set. We give it a nice little spray down and we're off to the races and we're ready to go with that whole process, which is really nice. So if we ever have to reset our machine or anything else like that too, this machine actually can be reset very easily with the PLC touchscreen if anything happens with it, to where we have to start it up at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day or any other time. So I'm gonna get this camera moved over here for you guys to be able to see a little bit of what's going on with our closing of the cones over here. Get the aerial view of the machine. This is a great shot, guys, even by itself right there. Get a good idea of what I'm seeing.
Looks like we had another question as well, Chris.
Yeah, could you read that question out for me, my man?
Yeah, does it only adjust height or can you adjust pressure as well?
You can only adjust the height on it, but that is a great question. Absolutely great question. But the pressure, it is a one shot. However, with that being said, it's absolutely enough to shoot these cones out every single time out of the machine, which is always great too. So you don't really need to worry about, hey, do we need to increase the pressure or push? Or do we need to change anything with the closing of the machine or anything else like that too, which is really nice. We actually have all that stuff adjusted and ready to go right out of manufacturing and is set up for you once it gets to your facility, which is really nice. All right, so we kind of have a better view now, or a little bit of a better understanding of, hey, what are we looking at on the side camera? This should give us a good opportunity to see really what's going on with that pinch. And I'm gonna try to get right here into these pinch rods to give you guys a good idea of what I'm looking for. There we go, all right. Simply give it a light little mist here, not going into the cone, but the outside of that paper. Test a couple of these out, feeling wonderful and off the races. We're just looking for that little sandwich bag kind of pinch on these things here, which are looking really good. We have our tray set up really nicely. The little mist helps the cones stay closed. This is the reason why we have that little mist there. It keeps these things actually closed during the punch and increases our success rate exponentially. All right, with that being shown and seen here, guys, get this all set up here for you. Let's swap on over and take a look at that finished product again. Bam. So here are our joints the way they are coming out of this machine. And of course too, we've ran 4 trays beforehand too, and we have our finished product right here too. Definitely something we can get going really quickly. If we're even in the middle of a conversation, training or something else like that, we can start piling up joints fast, and they should all be coming out looking like this at the end of the day, right? So let's take a look at this run here. Have some fun looking up and down on our chute. And just the same thing, we'll just pick up a big old pile of these. And we're looking great on these joints. Definitely a really nice look. Beautiful. Now, I'm not sure if we have any customers in Massachusetts right now, guys, but what I would like to say is that you can always come out and see this in person over here at our STM facility in Spokane. Give a talk to with your salesperson, or even Cameron right here too, guys. We're always happy to have people come out and take a look at the machine firsthand, even run our mini rocket box there too, and basically be able to run joints in this thing even yourself, which is always exciting. On-site visit in California. Test the finished product if you come out. Yes, if it's definitely, this is a Umpqua hemp, guys. You're more than welcome to smoke a joint with me if you want to. I'm always happy to have people out here, right? No, you can definitely test the mini rocket box out for yourselves. Come on out here and run some joints through the atomic closer we have set up. See our manufacturing site too. See, it's actually just down the road about a mile from where I'm at right here, and get a really good idea of, hey, what is STM? What are we about? Why do we build these machines the way they do? And why is this product coming out the way it looks every single time, which is beautiful. Always love being able to grab
as Chris just said, oh, sorry, let me jump in real quick. As Chris said, if you are interested in talking to any customers or anything like that, just reach out to whoever your sales rep is, and we can try to get that set up. Obviously, can be a little tough to do site visits with customers, as you know, it's going to be dependent on them. But if not, you can definitely come out to our facility in Spokane. Like Chris said, you'll be able to get some hands-on experience, actually run the machine, test out the product after. You know, we do use hemp for all of our testing, obviously, since we don't have a marijuana license, unfortunately, but you can still test it out, absolutely. So I said, just reach out to your sales rep and we can definitely coordinate all of that with you.
Yes, guys, absolutely reach out. Sorry, just trying to get the screen here where we need to have it. There we go, perfect. There we are, awesome. So reach out if you guys have any questions with that too. If you want to set up an in-person demo or anything else like that, we're always happy to have you out and show off a little bit more, answer any questions you may have in person too. It's always a lot of fun when you come out. In this entire studio, we get set up for workflow as well too. So you get to see a little bit of what it's like just to walk into an environment where this equipment is set up and how it may feel for you and your team too, which is always really nice to be able to step into and just kind of get a good idea of what you're about to get into with this awesome stuff here. So good questions there. All right, guys, do we have any other questions or anything else like that too? I'm going to jump into another run here in just a second.
One more here.
Yeah,
Canna closed cigarette tubes. So as of now, that's not something we've added. You know, typically with cigarettes, you leave the end open like you would with a tobacco cigarette. Chris, do you know if that's something we are considering down the road?
I would need to speak with the lead engineer about that particular one. I know that reefers are one of the cones that we just got available to actually run into the machine over here too. So we do have a reefer style tray, and the dog walker tray may also be ran in this one as well too. Of course, the same thing with the dog walkers. It fills the cone up all the way, so it needs a manual tamp down before it goes into the machine over here. As far as cigarette cones goes right now, guys, it's something that definitely can be considered in R&D. However, like Cameron was saying, typically they're left on an open end on that, and they don't move the same way as this kind of paper does over here. If you notice a cigarette cone, it's kind of a little fragile, right? So it's being something I'd say looked into, but nothing we've done yet to be able to run those things successfully in this machine at this time.
Yeah, I believe the 98 reefers should be available within the next few weeks or month. And then the dog walkers, I think, are probably a couple months out if I were to, from my last update.
There you go, from the man himself. Yes, with the dog walker trays right now, with the rocket box technology that we have, the top tray needs to be set all the way up, meaning the cones, the top tray cones don't fit inside the paper cones themselves all the way. So initially, in order to get this thing to close, or these cones to close over here, you can see that there's paper exposed over here, a nice fill line set from that last little camera view, right? We need that in order to be able to pinch the cone closed. If we were to try to pinch the cone closed with too much material on top, well, that cone isn't going to stay closed very well, and it punches through and actually doesn't get a successful fold on it initially. So with those dog walker cones at this time, we actually have to create more of a fill line in there, press them down a little bit further for them to be able to punch out. So definitely something to consider if you are wanting to go the dog walker direction with this kind of machine right here for you. Awesome, guys. If you have any other questions as well too, I'm going to get this tray going as well. That way you guys can see another run while we're here, and I'll get that camera swapped over here just the same for you too. Simply put, we're just going to get these tie downs right in here again, just so you guys can see how quick and easy this is. Bam, done with that. We give a nice little spray down and swap this little camera angle here for you. Just the same here too, so you guys get, bam, that action shot that we're looking for right here. So let's give you this angle. We're a little bit close in now, which is really nice to be able to see. All right, and let's have some fun folding some cones here today, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. One-man camera show down here with a lot of support, guys. The whole STM team is here, and it's been great getting to show you guys this. What's being sprayed on prior to these cones going in here is a 1 to 9 part mix of ISO and also RO or distilled water, whichever you choose. You don't have to use the isopropyl alcohol in here if you don't want to. You can definitely just leave it straight water, and you can run the machine without this as well. However, if we do run the machine without this, we do see a little bit of a lower success rate. So we want to always try to get about 100%, 90%, 80% success rate in this machine at all times. And so when we use this mix right here, which we recommend every single time when we're using this machine, which actually comes with this exact spray bottle that you guys are seeing right here, bam. It allows us to be able to punch these out with a much, much higher success rate. So if you are worried at any point in time to, hey, maybe this won't pass a test, I need to check for microbials, mycotoxins, anything else like that too. And like any new product that you have, always take it to the testing lab to make sure it's passing the test that you guys are having for it. And if it's something that's increasing your success rate, your throughput and your product and everything else, which is why this thing exists, definitely recommend it. Yes, it will be, absolutely. So at the beginning of this thing here, we just started it up. It had a record video thing for you too. So we're actually recording this video right now for you to be able to see and the masses to be able to see all around, my friend. Let's take a look at these cones here real quick too while I'm answering some of these questions. Well, that was a good shot, but now we got the other one right here. Bam. All right, guys. Waiting for that to focus in. There we go. So let's grab some of these new ones here. And just like so, just getting a really nice look here. I'd just say I'd throw these in a jar, give them a nice little twist, a nice little fan out, and this would sell out for a good ounce of joints pretty quick. Good 7-gram amount of joints, whatever you want to do. Packaged joints are always nice, right? So the RocketBox 2.0 adapter trays, plug and play. So the thing is with the adapter trays, I actually have a great camera view right here. Let's show you a little bit. My adapter tray is sitting like this, right? And we can obviously see here too that those mini RocketBox trays actually fit with inside these right here too. So you can do 2 trays at one singular time if you'd like to do in the RocketBox 2.0. Don't mind me as I actually just don't have this set up on a RocketBox here, so it's a little bit off level, guys. There we go. Sets inside here, and we can do 2 at a time. You can even run just 1 at a time inside that RocketBox 2.0 to be able to go straight from the machine right to the auto weigher if you wanted to do that, or right to the atomic closer, whichever you so choose. And gives you a huge ability and versatility to be able to run to any and every single kind of cone size or any kind of tray that we're running with here. A couple methods that people love to use out in the field and things that are productive is one, just using this, the adapter kit. Just running as many of these little bottom trays as they possibly can. Other teams, if you're using a bulk amount of cones, they love to get the 453 tray from the big RocketBox and put those cones into the 6, usually 6 it takes, or 6.3 bottom trays or mini bottom trays to fill up that 1 pound and just run it straight through here. So several different methods can be used depending on the throughput you're looking for and what works out best for your team and the space that you guys have to utilize as well too. That's always a big one, guys. All right, so with that being said, everybody, that's the atomic closer. Right here, right in front of you right now. We just got a ton of cones done. We just ran 3 trays and just talking, having a nice little conversation about what it is and what isn't here. And do you guys have any other questions before we kind of wrap this up?
Yeah, while we're waiting on some other questions, I wanted to just quickly mention, so obviously Chris already talked about the transfer from the mini RocketBox to the closer, or the RocketBox 2.0 to the closer. If you're interested at all or have seen any information on our Launchpad weigher as well, that would typically be the step in between those two. So it also utilizes the same 72 count tray. You would move it directly from being packed to the weigher, check your weights, and then move that same tray to the closer. So you never have to touch the joints, after you drop the cones in the trays. And again, if you're interested in the weigher, we do have a video on that we can send you. Again, just reach out to whoever your rep is, and we'll shoot that over to you.
Exactly, guys. That weigher is a big one here too. And if you guys are really worried about the accuracy of those weights and dialing things in, always a nice little step before you jump into this thing over here with these trays, which is really nice. Alrighty. Any other questions before we head on out of here with the atomic closer? Anything else in the world that you guys have a question with these cones? Anything you want to see right here before we take off? I'm happy to help answer that or show you that.
Can you just show us a few more ends of the joints?
Yeah, of course, man. That's one of my favorite shots. Can you light one up?
Can you light one up?
All right, well, I got to get building approval for this one here, my friend. That's one of my questions I have every single time I run one of these too, right?
Got to take it outside, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to do it. Put it that way. I'm not going to complain if the answer is yes on this one, right?
I will say that, even before we released the closer, we've always recommended folding, kind of that Dutch crown method. And I actually, do that when I hand roll joints myself, because it does just tend to have a more consistent burn. It's easier to avoid canoeing. You don't get the same like bend or what's the word I'm looking for? Like crinkle, in the paper that you would if you twist the top. So it does tend to help it burn a little more evenly.
It keeps from those runs, it keeps from the canoe, it gives it a nice even burn all the way through. Remember, firm, medium, light, and you're ready for flight. It totally follows those rules. So as we're doing this here, the fold has always been just an incredible method, and it looks so uniform. It keeps everything level and beautiful in a package every single time. So when you have 72 coming out within 45 seconds, my gosh. Lengthwise in the camera, not a problem, my friend. Let's just grab one of these things here. Bam. And then we'll give you the nice little view here. I'll try to get this a little bit more focused in. And we're right about there. Screws from the top of the bottom, gotcha. Bam. Yeah, absolutely, guys. You don't want that baseball bat kind of pack all the time with these things too. You want a nice even airflow with that. Definitely love these questions, guys. You got some connoisseurs in here looking for good joints, and I love this because this is what I'm going for every single time when I make a joint myself. And especially when you add automation into the whole thing too, you never ever want to lose that quality with these joints coming out. So it's a very big deal. I understand that. Yeah, these are looking awesome, guys. I have one right in here that I might set to the side and say, hey, I need to fix. Out of all these joints, guys and gals and everybody in between here, this is just wonderful. This is very fun. This is a fun time with you guys and everybody here. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely, Roy's here for you guys too. If you ever want to come on site, say hi. We're always happy to. Give our client services call as well too if you guys have any other questions, and also speak with your sales team people. They have so much great information. Cameron is a great person to reach out to, and the rest of the entire sales team, they're all very knowledgeable people, and we'll always be super honest with you guys and help you out every step of the way. With that being said, my name is Christopher Mendoza, guys, working here as hard as we can with the atomic closer. You can see how much of a sweat we broke with this thing. If you have any other questions, let us know. It was great getting to see you guys, and you guys take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone that joined. As Chris said, feel free to reach out with any other questions. And yeah, come visit us. See everyone soon.